All right, let's kickstart this edition with some news coming in. This Monday morning, 2 Hindu temples have been attacked by pro-Khalistan terrorists in Canada. Temples in Brampton and Surrey have been attacked by pro-Khalistan terrorists. A group of men wielding sticks and attacking devotees outside the temple. The mob was seen carrying flags associated with pro-Khalistani groups. The Hindu Canadian Foundation, a non-profit community organization, had responded on social media, said kids and women were also attacked in this incident. I'm going to go straight across to our Foreign Affairs editor, Geeta Mohan, getting in more details. Geeta, this in fact is a pattern that we've seen, the manner in which not one but a dozen and more Hindu temples in the recent past, particularly in the last couple of months, have come under continuous attacks. Give us a sense of what the Canada administration, the authorities, the police there are doing about the situation here, particularly this one that we're reporting on right now.
Well, that's right. The fact that there is expressed disappointment that has been shown by the Hindu Forum Canada and many who have been hurt and injured in the incident clearly shows that there is lack of action by the Canadian authorities when it comes to these incidents, and that's why we are seeing an increase not in just the incidents but the violent turn these incidents have taken. The recent one is rather violent. We've not seen or witnessed such an attack. There have been attacks, incidents of vandalization of property, but that happens in the dark of the night, not directly attacking people. This time around, they've attacked people, and there are two incidents. One is the Hindu Sabha temple, and the other is the Lakshmi Narayan temple. Another incident which has taken place where people, where 3 or 4 people came and attacked and beat up those who were there in the premises. So, and the first one, the Hindu Sabha temple, the visuals are quite serious, quite severe. It just clearly shows that there is a lot that needs to be done by the Canadian authorities when it comes to taking action against such goons who are now outrightly violating rules, laws of the land.
Right. Really, it remains to be seen what the government there does, but little has been done so far. Far from taking action, they've always been supportive of Khalistanis, pro-Khalistan groups in Canada. I'm going to ask you to be with us, Geeta. Joining us this morning is Daniel Boardman, a senior journalist from Canada. Thank you for your time, Daniel. It's good to have you on the show once again. You know, give us a sense of what do you expect now, given the situation in Brampton, not just in Brampton, but in Surrey, where temples, devotees have come under attack and support continues to pour in from the Canadian government for these pro-Khalistani groups.
It's really, really bad. I don't know how to undersell it here, but for the Hindu community in Canada, November 3rd is their Kristallnacht. It's really, really shameful. And this has been sort of building up for weeks. As last year, Hindus were attacked on Diwali by Khalistanis, and we played it off as, clashes, it was at night, fireworks were going off. Everyone kind of said, look what Canada is coming into, third world country, Justin Trudeau, and moved on. And then this year, there's been a targeted disinformation, misinformation, and campaign of hatred and malice directed by Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh at the Hindu community and non-Khalistani Sikhs. And after a year of abusing them, there's been a huge anti-Indian general sentiment building up that's been stoked, you could see, by the Canadian media and the Canadian establishment and tacit endorsement. And then in the last week or so, we saw the final straw that I think really pushed things over when Pierre Poilievre of the Conservative Party, we think at the advice of his outreach coordinator, Arpun Khanna, gave the nod to cancel Diwali on the Hill, which was for the last 21 years, they've been running this event, Diwali on the Hill. There were some internal politics. It looks like they really got played by the Liberals. Justin Trudeau really played them well. But they kind of gave the tacit endorsement that, okay, no one has the back of the Hindus. And then, of course, you have Panun from Sikhs for Justice, who made videos encouraging Sikhs to attack Hindus on Diwali. In Panun's defense, he said it's nonviolent. First, ask them politely to stop celebrating Diwali politely and nonviolently. And then, if they refuse, show them violence. And he specifically said to do this on November 2nd and 3rd. And on November 3rd, Sikhs for Justice, the organization he heads, went in front of all these Mondars, created chaos, instigated violence. It's on videos. They instigated violence, whacked people's sticks. And it's going to get worse. Hindus are going to get attacked worse. Peel police couldn't name the culprits. It was a clash, protest, counter-protest. We don't know what's going on. Mayor of Brampton, Patrick Brown, again, couldn't name the perpetrators, couldn't name the victims. Justin Trudeau couldn't name the perpetrators, couldn't name the victims. Jagmeet Singh doesn't know who the perpetrators were, didn't know who the victims were. Pierre Poilievre couldn't name the victims, couldn't name the perpetrators. Doug Ford couldn't name the victims, couldn't name the perpetrator. No one has any idea. They literally went in front of a Hindu mandir when a group called Sikhs for Justice, who claims to advise the Prime Minister, advocated for attacking Hindus on Diwali and started beating people with wooden sticks with Khalistani flags on them that literally say Khalistan, and our establishment couldn't even read the word on the flag. They are so scared or so corrupt or so morally useless that they have declared it's a tacit endorsement. Open season on Hindus in Canada.
Well, I believe, Jaspreet, I'm going to bring you in as well. Jaspreet Pandey, journalist from Brampton. Jaspreet, that this is also cocking a snook at the administration, at the leadership in Canada, given that you have Justin Trudeau, celebrating Diwali with Hindus, visiting temples, and next, these are the same devotees, the same temples that come under attack, isn't it?
Yeah, it's completely true, but it's not true to say that politicians are engaged in it, because this is not between Hindu and Sikhs. This is versus Khalistani supporters and state. So I would say this is a false narrative. If we say this is Hindu versus Sikh, I know so many people here. They are live happily and peacefully, and Hindu love Sikhs and Sikhs love Hindus, but this is a very false narrative to say that it's a Hindu versus Sikh. This is a completely Indian state versus Khalistan.
What is the administration doing about it? We've heard a word of condemnation has come in from Justin Trudeau, but what apart from that, as far as bringing justice is concerned to these people who are in fact seen, violating the law and order there, also beating up the devotees?
So Peel police were heavily present there, and I know there are investigations going on. Peel police tweeted about that, and investigation is still going on. And they said in the tweet just an hour ago that they are concerned about this thing, and police were heavily present. And I'm sure still the investigations are going on. Might be tomorrow morning, because here is the evening, and tomorrow morning or the following day, they will release the name of culprits and they will charge the people who done this.
Okay, they will be releasing the name of the culprits, is what Jaspreet is telling us. Daniel continues to be with us. Daniel, so far, and you said that you do believe that the situation will only get worse from here on. For our viewers, just put this into perspective. So far, what has been the kind of action that has been taken against these people who create tensions of this nature? Given that this is not the first instance, and it clearly will not be the last one.
No action has been taken ever against the Khalistani movement in Canada. Maybe someone's been arrested, but again, if you're arrested in Canada, you're out on bail in just one day. There was a viral video of a man stealing a car after hitting a police horse, crashing into things. It was crazy. Out on bail after one day. So there's never been really a persecution of anyone in Khalistan. Tawinder Parmar would be the only one who's ever been persecuted for Khalistani crimes in Canada, but as we all know, he was served justice in India. There were Hindus arrested in Surrey. It was the police who went and attacked the Hindus, and they arrested the Hindus. So when they say the people we held account, I'm not sure if they mean they might be meaning the people they blame might be the Hindus who had the audacity to be at a Hindu temple during the weekend of Diwali. That might be the aggression here, according to the Canadian or the Peel Region Police. So we're not sure. We've never seen the Canadian police take any action against the Khalistanis. We've never seen the Canadian government take any action against the Khalistanis. There is no reason to believe the Canadian police or the Canadian government, based on the statements they've made, will take any action against the Khalistanis. They're standing up against hate. Again, they can't even name the hate. So if you cannot name the problem, you cannot fix the problem. And there's only 2 elected officials in the country. One of them is Chandra Arya, who's in the Liberal Party and being ignored there. The other one is Kevin Vong, who's an independent. These are the only 2 who have said Khalistan. I will believe it when I see it. There's a chance the police might arrest someone. There's a chance they might do something. The high likelihood is that there will be an arrest. It will be a slap on the wrist. He'll be out on bail. The court case will linger for a couple of years and then be thrown out.
All right.
That's the most likely scenario.
All right, I'm going to thank you, Daniel and Jaspreet, for joining us. Ashwani Kumar, an eyewitness to this violence, is now joining us this morning. Ashwani, thank you for your time. Give us a sense of what did you see? What happened there?
Yeah, so good morning to all of you. And I was there, and in the morning, the High Commission, Indian High Commission people were there because they have to attest the life certificate for the senior citizens of India who retired from India. And in the meantime, around 11, 12 o'clock, these people from Khalistan supporters, they came over there. And they start shouting slogans and everything, and then they are abusing India and all that stuff, and then they try to enter into the temple. And then they were able to enter into the temple, and then some people tried to stop them, and then the fight broke out. And after that, the police came over there, and then they asked the Khalistani supporters to go out of the temple, and then they stayed over there for 3-4 hours and keep sloganeering over there against India and all that about and against Hindu.
Basically, they provoked the devotees there, Ashwani, is what you're telling us.
Who provoked? You said who provoked it?
Yes.
No, nobody provoked it. The Khalistani people, they come prepared over there to do all that stuff.
Okay, be with us,
Yeah.
Ashwani. In fact, another eyewitness, Ravi Huda, is also now joining us. Ravi Huda, what did you see there? What really happened? Why did the Khalistanis resort to violence?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Ravi.
Hello?
Yes, we can. Go ahead, Ravi.
Sorry, can you hear me?
All right, we'll try and fix that line with Ravi Huda in a moment from now. Ravi, if you can hear me, you can continue.
I can hear you.
Okay, yes, I can.
But I'm not sure if you can hear my voice.
I can. So please continue. What happened there? Give us an idea about why did the Khalistanis and pro-Khalistani groups, resort to violence there in Brampton?
Well, this is a kind of a question which answers itself. The Khalistani ideology is based upon violence and creating disturbances. So if you try and understand, the Hindus have nothing to gain out of conflict with the Sikhs. The Sikhs have nothing to gain out of conflict with the Hindus. So there's an element which it seems is egged on by the third parties actors who are trying to create disharmony and violence in society and pushing their agenda. So today was a culmination of vote bank politics, extremist elements coming to the fore and trying to do what they do best. When they have no logic or they have nothing else to put forward, all they can resort to is violence, and that's what was at display at the Hindu Sabha temple. And if you have some kind of grievance against a state, and which is again funny because there's no Khalistan in making in Canada. So if you are so interested in Khalistan or you want to make Khalistan, you should go where you want to have a Khalistan. So the whole this kind of ruckus which is being created reeks of a third party interest, and because the Hindus and Sikhs here in general want to live in peace. And I'm a resident of Brampton, and I've never notice in the common people any kind of animosity on account of any religious differences or anything. And this is a thorn in the larger peaceful community, trying to live together, and hardworking communities working hard to make a difference in Canada. And this is a big blot, and especially today. The role of the law enforcement agencies can be questioned. There were certain individuals and officers who seemed to be aligned more towards the extremists and, resorting on, violent takedown of the devotees in the temple. So the videos that probably you have are a few of those which you've seen, but there's a more number of videos being shared on the social media. So hopefully, if we catch hold of a few of these, we would share with the TV channels to raise the voice. So again, like I said, it was a horror. A temple is a peaceful place for devotees to go and pray and be one with God and Paramatma. And we cannot fathom the kind of useless and stupidity and the moronic behavior which was on display. And pardon my language here, but it's kind of eye-opening that for common people, that if we do not stand up and speak against this violence, it is going to get worse for our future generations.
Well,
so we cannot, and especially I would like to point out, there are certain politicians within Canada who are pandering to these elements at the cost of the democratic and civil values that we all strive to have in Canada.
Well, absolutely. Ravi, I'm going to thank you for joining in. Ravi and I witnessed there, also putting this into perspective and a deeper understanding of the situation currently in Canada as we speak.